Good afternoon. I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Wednesday, March the 11th, with news from Arkansas. Words can't do justice to the cover story in this week's Arkansas Times by Benji Hardy. It's a 7,000-word follow-up to the story of State Representative Justin Harris and his troubled adoption, the adoption of two girls that he turned over to another family. The father in that family raped one of the children and is now serving a prison sentence. It brings up questions about the practice of so-called rehoming, which is passing children along to another family without a normal review process. The developments in this story are many. They include more information about pressure applied by the state representative to get an adoption done that many people thought was a bad idea. It includes information from people who knew the family well, who said that the Harrises, to explain part of what happened, believed the children were possessed by demons and tried to exorcise them and use some unusual techniques to try and cast the demons out. The Harrises dispute this account, but the eyewitness stories are credible and numerous. There's more information about the handling by DHS that does support some of the things Justin Harris has said about them being aware of some of his decisions to change the home place of the children. And finally, there's an affecting letter from the parents of the children now, those who have now adopted the children, who say they're doing well and adjusting well. They're very unhappy that Justin Harris has essentially demonized the children by describing a 3- and 5-year-old little girl as potentially killers and very dangerous people. They're not happy about it. They do forgive Justin Harris, but wish he'd repent. As we tape this, we're expecting that Paul Bookout, the former state senator, is going to appear in federal court in Little Rock to enter a negotiated guilty plea to a federal charge arising from the fact that's already known that he spent more than $250,000 of campaign contributions on personal expenses. This will eventually probably produce a prison sentence, but sentencing will come later. Lots of news at the legislature. For one thing, the State Realtors Association is holding fast. It wants to preserve the status quo on landlord-tenant laws after years of trying to negotiate a new bill that even the Landlords Association supports. This will leave Arkansas, if they're successful in beating it, as still the worst state in the country on landlord-tenant laws. The Senate committee today moved a step closer to final passage of a bill that will make it even harder to get an abortion by RU 486, the abortion pill, which is given in the first 8 weeks of pregnancy. It applies an outdated drug protocol that makes it harder to get the pill. It must be used earlier in pregnancy, and it creates more risk for women, actually. It's meant to reduce abortions. That's what it's all about. It's not about helping women. Other news, we found out that Jeremy Hutchinson, we talked earlier about his bill to make it easier for people who run coin-operated games to give big prizes worth as much as $1,000 at retail for playing gambling-type games in arcades. This is about trying to lure Dave & Buster's to Little Rock. Part of their attraction to this big chain is giving out big prizes for playing their games, but would open up gambling at all sorts of places, not just at Dave & Buster's. The Oaklawn Park, which has a casino in Hot Springs, doesn't appear to be happy about it. A bill has been introduced to allow school vouchers in Arkansas, where you could take public tax money and take it to any private school you wanted. This is by Bob Ballinger. Governor Asa Hutchinson has said in the past he opposes school vouchers. We haven't yet heard from him on this issue. The EPA has issued new rules to reduce haze in Arkansas to improve air quality in places like the Buffalo National River and the Ouachita National Forest. This will require some equipment improvements at coal-burning power plants in Arkansas. Don't know yet if Attorney General Leslie Rutledge will fight on behalf of coal burning and against clean air, but she's vowed to do that in every chance she gets, so perhaps she will. A case of avian flu has been reported in the turkey flock in North Arkansas. Steps are being taken to eradicate the affected birds. And finally, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Fleetwood Mac was supposed to play at Verizon Arena tonight, but somebody got sick. It's been postponed, but keep on holding on and play that theme song. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.